Hello and welcome to Mr. Hall's Kitchen. All right, today I will be preparing a chicken alfredo. I'll also be adding spinach and mushrooms to it and a little bit of turkey bacon. So hopefully you all will enjoy. I'll go through this process with you and answer a few questions. Thanks a lot for joining me. Here we go. All right, so now we're about ready to begin cooking. So I've already shown you the ingredients. I have the water boiling. Always want to bring the water to a boil before you begin to add in your pasta noodles. Now, I've been cooking this for a while. I don't pay attention to like the ingredients or the amount. So I use about half a bag of pasta. I am using a bow tie pasta. You are more than welcome to use a different type of pasta if you so choose. That's one of the great things I love about cooking like Alfredos or spaghettis. You can kind of tailor the ingredients to match what you enjoy eating. All right, so I'm gonna add in a half bag of pasta and then we'll get the chicken started. I cook the ingredients at first individually. I believe that personally, I don't know if it's true, but for me, it seems like everything kind of has its own flavor that way instead of mixing it all together and cooking it as one thing. So I'll cook them individually and then we'll add everything together at the end. All right, so also answer some of the questions as I go through this. So first things first, where did Mr. Hall go to college? I started my college career at Wayne State University. When I was at Wayne State, I got a degree in media arts and studies. So that's what my first degree was actually in. Now I did always want to go into education. I started off at Wayne State taking classes for teaching, but because I was working full-time at Chrysler, I couldn't figure out how to make student teaching and my job work. And so I decided to change my career into something else that I also enjoyed. So I went into media arts and studies and got my bachelor's in that. After I received the degree from Wayne State, after a while, I went back to school. I went to Eastern Michigan University at this time and got my teaching certification in secondary ed, and I majored in mathematics. My minor was speech. So if we ever had a regular speech class, I would be more than happy to teach it because I did enjoy speech as well. And it's a little different than math. Math, I feel like many times it doesn't really give you a lot of opportunity for natural communication and talking about things, whereas a speech class you will have that opportunity. So it's very different than a traditional math course. All right, on to seasoning the chicken. I don't know if I had this out before. Put a little seasoning salt on the chicken and then I'll put that and get that going for you. So next question, what is it like being in college? College for me was very interesting for a couple of reasons. One, when I first started college, I was working full-time for Chrysler, and so I had to take classes in the evening, and it was very hard for me to get that work-college balance because I worked 40 hours or more every week, and then I still had to go to class and study and get work done, so it was a little challenging from that perspective. However, slowly but surely, I was able to make it through. I never really got involved in student life on campus because I worked, so I commuted. I didn't stay on campus, so I went to work every day, went to class, and that was pretty much it. When I was a student at Wayne State, they didn't have the regular dorms down there, so when I would be on campus for classes, there weren't many younger students on the campus anyway, so I never really got involved too much into the student life. When I went to Eastern Michigan, one great thing about college that I learned is to utilize study groups and the help centers. They were truly a blessing to me in my educational endeavors. I would advise all of you, get a study partner. I never had a study partner or did use study groups when I was in high school. I didn't need it. But when I got to college and I found some challenging courses, that was a great way for me to make it through. So I definitely advise you to utilize study groups, study partners, and the help centers. If you write a paper, go ahead and send it to them. They'll read it for you, let you know if you need to make some corrections. It's always best to utilize the tools that you have at hand so that you can be successful. All right, my biggest college regret, it kind of goes along with the fact that I was working full time. And so my biggest college regret is probably that I really didn't have a traditional college experience, if you will. So I always kind of wonder what that would be like, you know. So, but other than that, I don't have any regrets from college. It was still a fine experience for me and helped to prepare me for where I am today. Okay, so right now, just so everyone's caught up, I have the pasta noodles boiling. Those will cook for about 13 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes until they're tender enough. I have the chicken cooking right now. I'll flip that over and then I'll cook the spinach and the mushrooms and the turkey bacon. All right, so we'll give this a second to cook and then I'll be right back with a little bit more. During the break between the two segments, I went ahead, I finished cooking the pasta noodles and drained them. I rinsed off the vegetables and now I'm ready to take the chicken off out of the pan and start cutting that. I microwaved the turkey bacon for 2.5 minutes. I did 5 slices and I'll cut that as well while the veggies are cooking. Okay, so right now I'm gonna go ahead and take the chicken off and put it on a clean cutting board. All right, so I have the chicken and turkey bacon. I'll cut that up. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and add the mushrooms and the spinach and season those. So for seasoning, I'll be using salt, pepper, and onion powder. All right, and a little Italian seasoning on the vegetables. Okay, so salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and onion powder. Now, back to the question. So, did Mr. Hall always want to be a teacher? As far as serious careers go, I would say yes. But of course, during that time when I didn't think student teaching would work, I began to explore other possibilities, and that's when I decided to look into media arts and studies. And so I did work with Detroit Public Television for a little while. But I found out when it came to media, I didn't like working on other people's projects as much as my own. And so when I was in school, I made a couple of short films and started dabbling into acting. I really do enjoy acting. However, I always had a heart for teaching, so I came right back to it. So I would say as far as serious careers go, teaching was always at the top of my list. I wanted to work with students in some capacity wherever life would take me. All right, so if I could be any animal, what would I want to be? That's a little tricky. But I guess if I could be any animal, it would have to be a bird. I think I would enjoy flying. Flying above in the sky and looking down and seeing everything as it moves. I enjoy flying in an airplane, and I love when you're first taking off or when you're about to land and you can see everything below and you can see the cars, driving on the freeway and all the lights. So I would probably like to be a bird just so I could kind of have that perspective. Let's see. My favorite memory at AP. That's tough. I have a lot of memories at AP. I would just say my favorite moments are always my moments when I'm interacting with the students. That has truly been the worst part about this semester, or this school year, I should say, is that, most of the students are at home each day, And for lack of a better word, one could call the school year a little boring. I really truly miss interacting with you all. That's why I wanted to be a teacher. That's why I love what I do. Even as an administrator, getting to know everyone and, having that time when we can communicate, joke around a little bit, but still, of course, take care of business. So my favorite memories are definitely memories with the students. Now, my favorite childhood memory, oh boy, that I have to think back so far to when I was a kid. But my favorite childhood memory, what could that be? I mean, always loved Christmas. So I guess like some of those memories, waking up on Christmas morning and getting gifts and things, that was always cool. Spending time with my friends in the summertime, really hanging out like literally all day long. We would get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's when one of my friends, his mom left for work, and he would come to our house to get us up so we could come outside. So my brother and I would get dressed, and we would go outside with him at like 7 in the morning. And outside of coming in to eat lunch, we would stay out, until the street lights came on. And so that was always an enjoyable time. Really hanging out with friends in the summertime was always awesome. Let's see, that'd probably be my favorite memories, definitely. Christmas as a child and summertime. Let's see. Who is your idol? That's a tough one. Who is my idol? I don't know. I guess I definitely look up to my dad. As a kid, I really didn't appreciate him, I don't think, and all he sacrificed. So my brothers and I would have everything that we needed and we would be well taken care of. But as an adult and having my own family now, I really can appreciate, his sacrifice and his leadership and trying to teach my brothers and I how to be, men, how to be, great people, leaders in our own right, and just knowing how to be responsible. So I guess I would say that I don't have anyone like in entertainment or anything like that I look up to by any means. See, my first job was actually, I was a caddy at Detroit golf course. I was a caddy there. That didn't last long though. The golfers were not great tippers. Either that or maybe I wasn't good at my job, so they didn't feel the need to tip well. But I felt like I got more money asking my parents without having to work than spending all day in the summer on a golf course to walk around with the little bit of money that I got. So that was my first job. Now the first job that I had that I kept any length of time was Little Caesars Pizza. I worked at Little Caesars at a place called Northland Mall, which is no longer around. But that's where I got my start there. And to this day, I still eat Little Caesars. Some people I know when they work places, they won't eat the food anymore, but I actually still like Little Caesars. It's definitely not my favorite, but it is a go-to. I mean, and who can beat the $5 hot and ready? Seriously. So that's definitely one that I enjoy. What is the best piece of advice you ever received? Oh, man, I've received so much advice, it's not even funny. But one piece of advice that I received that I believe you can apply to all aspects of your life. It was actually given to me by a gentleman before I got married. And he told me to pick my fights wisely. And basically what he was saying is everything doesn't have to be a fight. Know when you need to make things an issue and know when you can compromise and let stuff go. And I think you can apply that to any stage of your life. Being a student in high school, knowing when to pick your fights with fellow classmates, not like literal fights, of course, because that'll give you 45 days. But, just when to kind of stand up and speak out whether it's with students, whether it's with teachers, or with even family. It's just knowing when is a good time to just kind of let stuff go, and when is it a good time to kind of just stand up and speak your mind. So I felt like that was great advice, and I definitely applied it to my marriage, and I believe that my marriage is better off because of it. Everything doesn't have to be an issue. All right, what advice can I give to you all? My advice for you all is to never stop reaching higher. Never stop going after what you truly want in life. Never feel like anything is beyond your reach, because it's not. And it's never too late to give it another shot. Again, I always wanted to be a teacher, but my path to actually becoming a teacher was long. From the time I graduated high school and actually got into education, many years had passed. Again, I worked at Chrysler. I was working for Detroit Public Television. And then I ended up coming back to what I truly wanted to do. So I would just say that it's never too late to go after what you want. And don't think that it's unattainable. You can achieve it, but you have to be willing to put in the work. It's not going to come easy. Anything worth having is worth working for. It's worth fighting for. And so I definitely advise you all to keep pushing, keep trying, keep growing, learn how to take in good information and kind of let the other stuff go. But it's value in this experience. Let's see, my hobbies. Well, one hobby is definitely binge watching. I love movies. I love television. I binge watch stuff. The bad thing about binge watching is once I get on the show, I will kind of stay on that show until I finish it. And it's usually not that big of a deal, but I had never seen this show called The Walking Dead. And they have 10 seasons or something like that. And so I watched all 10 seasons last summer. And so I watched so many episodes. I would say probably by season 8, I started even dreaming like I was in the TV show or something. So it was kind of weird. So that was a bad thing. So you definitely don't want to binge that much that it starts coming up in your dreams. But I am definitely a big binge watcher. Other hobbies I have, I love to play games. So I love card games, spades, bidwits. I used to play chess a lot. I don't really play it that much anymore. Spending time with, friends and family is always enjoyable. And watching sports. I am a big Detroit fan, so Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, I'm all in. And U of M over Michigan State. Sorry if you're a State fan, but go blue. All right, what is your favorite part about being a dad? Man, I would just say I love it all. I love it all. It's definitely a great experience for me. Being a dad has taught me so much about myself and just so much about life in general. So it's definitely helped me to be patient, helped me to be more understanding and responsible, if you will. But I love it. There's nothing better than, my daughters with a smile on their face, spending time with them. That's one of the things I can say I truly love about my profession is that, like, in the summertime, I get to spend so much time with them, and I truly love it and enjoy it. So we hang out all the time in the summer, as people might say. I know you all might not. This might be too old, but we hang like wet clothes. So those are my girls. I love them dearly. Kaylee and Chloe. Kaylee is 10. Chloe is 8. And so we are together all the time in the summers, and I love it. Let's see. So I'll get to the puppy stuff in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and let this stuff start cooking and simmering down and mix it together. So we'll pause right now, but we got the chicken cut up, the turkey bacon cut up, the veggies cooking with everything right now, and I'm about to add in the sauce and the pasta, so I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, so we are back. Here's how everything is kind of coming together and looking. So I'm going to add the sauce in right now for this, for the meat and the veggies. I've already added a little bit of sauce in with my pasta noodles. I sauced them a little bit, then I'm gonna sauce the meat because my wife is actually going to use zucchini noodles instead of the pasta. So I'm kind of keeping it separate. So everything still is sauce, but she'll be able to add her noodles to it since she's on a little healthier kick than I am. All right. So now I will go ahead and get ready to show you my puppy. So bear with me for 1 second. Here is little Remy. So she's very active. Remy is right now 11 weeks. We enjoy having her. This is more so my daughter's and wife's doing. I could have done without a dog, but they really wanted one, so I gave in. But she's sweet. The worst part about having a puppy is training her, because we are trying to train her to only use the restroom outside. So that can be, you know, a bit much sometimes. And then, but other than that, she's great. She is teething, so she tends to bite a lot. But this is Remy. Remy, come here, girl. See, she's going to act like she's not active because she's on camera. Don't be camera shy. Come here. All right, so this is it. So I have my pasta noodles, and I have all of the, you know, meat and veggies here ready to serve. So I'll keep them separate. And thank you so much for spending this time. I appreciate you all giving me a few moments to take you through cooking a little bit. All right, and just, I didn't say it earlier, but Remy is a golden doodle. So she's a mini, so she should only grow up to about 25 pounds or so. All right, but again, I enjoyed this time. This was actually a pretty fun experience. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Let me know if you decide to make this ditch. And if you know, feel like you did a good job, you want to bring a little something for lunch, hey, who knows? But have a great day.